Let's get this interview started.
All right.
My first guest on Shop Talk with Spades After Hours is LaCanadianBacon.
Hey guys, how's it going?
So,
Alrighty.
you want to get this started? You are the first person on the actual Shop Talk with Spades for the interviews.
Yeah, I've been looking forwarding to actually being part of Shop Talk with you guys for a while. I've been watching a lot of you guys, or not watching, hearing a lot of funny things what you guys do in the shop since I was gone. And
But yeah, you gotta remember, we got no goddamn censor. Right? If you're gonna get offended, like fuck off. We got no censor. We don't care what the fuck we're saying. All right, so I guess with that being said, if you're easily offended, get the fuck out. If not, you could stay and get the sneak peek. We'll delete this after I get the audio and it's uploaded to the YouTube in about a day or two. So let's get it in. So when did you join? When did you join Spades? Pretty much.
This was like 2 or 3 years ago, like when I joined Spades, and it was quite an interesting journey, let me tell you. Like 3 years, like 3 years into the club, and now I actually have to do, real life shit. So it's been quite a journey, yeah.
Oof. You want to tell us about those 3 years, or should I just ask you about those 3 years?
Um, I'm not very good at answering, but if you have any questions about
uh,
that, then I am.
you cut out. You're gonna have to repeat that, bro.
Oh, I cut it out. Oh, I hate it when that happens. It's up to you, man. Like if you have any questions to me, like I'm
Well
I'm
then.
an open book.
Oh yeah, this whole podcast should be an open book. I don't care where this ends up at on YouTube or on Twitch. We have no censor. All right.
Oh yeah, for
So,
sure.
how did you find Spades then?
How did I find Spades? It was actually Simon that actually got me into the club. I first met Simon when I was posting muscle car pictures from GTA, Forza, and all that stuff. He actually messaged me if I was interested on joining a club for GTA, and I've been through a few meets on GTA, but most of them, usually gets blown up or people being dramatic to other people's builds. Like it just gets out of hand. But this club, Spades Auto Club, was one of the first serious clubs that I've ever joined in GTA. And Simon messaged me if I was interested in joining a club, and I said, fuck it. Yeah, let's do it. And then after I met Simon, he was like, all right, well, you're going to have to meet Dustin, which is Leatherwood. And boy, he was such a very nice guy when I first met him. And my first meet with them, and this was without a patch, you guys, your rules with your patches and stuff like that. This was when I had no patch when I first started, and after a week or two of hanging out with them, and my first meet was a recruit meet, I believe. And after a week or two, that's when I got, you know, patched. And I was actually thrilled to actually get passed in a week or two. And the reason why they patched me in 2 weeks when it could take almost a couple months for everyone else to get their patches because
Yeah.
I was looking forwarding to, hang out with them, being in clubs with them. Like I was extremely serious about joining this club. But yeah, that's basically how I found Spades was with Simon when he sent me that message, and I was pretty thrilled to actually, join in the club.
Let's throw it back to one of the things that you said. You said that this is one of the first clubs that you joined with. I was actually serious, and you have been around people who have shit talk on other builds and shit. Now you know damn well that people say Spades, that we always talk shit on people's builds.
Yeah,
Is that
but
true?
I wouldn't say that's very true. Like, sure, we talk to, people about their builds and talking shit about their builds, but we have a reason to talk shit on people's builds. Like, the builds that I'm talking about is like what you guys see, like underglow, shitty colors, shitty rims onto a muscle car, because that's what
Hmm.
Spades is all about, is hot rods, muscles, and this and that. It's not meant to be like underglow and shit like that. That's just all, something else, ricers and
It's
all
part of the
that.
culture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And like, of course we're gonna be, shit talking on your build because this is an old school muscle slash hot rod culture. Like, we don't approve to any of that shit. And if you're not gonna be trying hard and not build what we want to see you build and succeed on, we're just going to be trash talking you if you're not going to listen. Like, especially when you're joining the club. Like, if any of you guys are like wanting to join Spades, you got to be very, very, very serious on your build, especially muscles and hot rods. It takes some skill to know what a muscle and hot rod looks like. But yeah, I would
And
say,
that's when.
yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, I wouldn't say it's true. Like, we don't shit talk on anybody's builds that are clean. But if they're ricey, I'm sorry, kid. Like, you're gonna be poked fun of until you change something. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I was one of those guys who like would put underglow on a car. I used to be one of those, but I do remember I did not put that on my Tornado or my Hustler. I can't remember if I did to my Hermes though or Voodoo. Probably my Voodoo, but I don't think my Hermes either.
yeah.
But like we said, it is like a cultural thing. So then, what's your pick? What's your style? Hot rods, muscle, cruisers. What you got?
I'm more of a muscle car type guy, like, 69 Mustangs and Novas, all that fun stuff to see on the highways and on the roads in real life. Like, I grew up around those types of vehicles, and I wished I had that life where I can work on vehicles. And, well, that didn't really happen, so that's part of the reason why I left Spades, is because I want to actually try and follow my dream to work on, vehicles. And
Hmm.
that's what I'm slowly trying to get. That's why I've been working, every single day, like late at night. I work as a janitor now. I used to work at a factory, but now I'm working as a janitor now, and I'm pretty happy about that job. I'm pretty happy on the truck that I got. Everything that's been going on lately, it's been quite amazing, and I really appreciate it, especially of what's been going on nowadays. It's scary shit, but I'm getting through it quite well.
Oh yeah, it's all part of growing up.
Yeah,
Then the
exactly.
whole shutdown doesn't help.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just thankful that I still got a job. Like, I feel bad for the
Oh yeah.
people that are without jobs and stuff like that, and I feel kind of lucky just having a job right now, like essential job. But yeah.
Ah man. And then in the past 3 years, who were some people you were able to depend on?
Yeah, a few people like you, Squirrel, Leatherwood, Simon, every one of you guys that are serious enough to be in the club, I depended on, especially on rough days whenever we're like, depressed and all that stuff. Like, we try to help each other out and try to get our lives back to normal. Like, I myself, whenever I have a bad day, you guys will always reach a hand out and help me out. Especially when it's something to do with automotive work. Like, oh God, my truck is all fucking, fucked up. Is there anything that I can do? Is there any opinions? Like, what the fuck do I do? You guys are the ones that actually, try to figure that stuff out with a few jokes here and there, which is funny. And I appreciate because that actually, brings the light up. So,
Yeah, yeah. Even if you said that we gave you opinions, you still don't listen. Like I'm still telling you, drop the Dakota, drop it to the floor. Come on,
yeah, even though if it's opinions that I don't agree
drop
on,
it.
you guys always just tell me other
You never
things,
agree.
which
Okay,
I
no, I'm being
laugh.
serious now. I'm being serious. Drop that Dakota to the floor.
Yeah, that's gonna be like plowing snow where I live if
Oh
I
my
drop it.
god. Come on, be a cut.
I'll think about it. Maybe I'll use it as a snow plow.
mm, I could look going off-roading with that. I mean, it'll be easier for you to throw your dirt bikes in the back.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually very
You
true. Like,
see? You see? I'm looking out for you.
exactly. There you go.
All right. Well, what didn't you like in Spades then?
What didn't I like in Spades? That's kind of a hard question because there really isn't anything that I don't like about Spades at all. It's just the people around us, like, when they come to meets and this and that, the only thing that I hate about it is when people start fooling around and stuff like that. Like, especially in our club, when it's people that joined in and they fool around and stuff like that, like kids.
Hmm.
That's the one thing that I don't really like about Spades is letting little kids fool around and stuff like that when we're actually trying to make a very clean meat without anything blowing up. But most of the time when people fool around and this and that, it gets shot up or blown up in that one specific spot that they want to create havoc on, which is very uncalled for. But that's how shit works in GTA. I guess it's nothing but a war zone, but we try our best to, well, you guys try your very best to make it a clean meet for everyone and have everyone have a great time. So,
Well, don't forget you're still part of the family even if you're not around.
and I
You
appreciate
know,
that.
your jacket's still hanging up in the garage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That patch is still up there.
And whenever the time comes, maybe I'll join back if my life, gets any better.
Once you're stable.
Yeah,
Once you're stable.
exactly.
I mean, yeah, you do remember the number one rule, right?
Yeah, life comes first. That's always the number
Life
one
comes
rule in
first.
Spade. Like whenever it's something to do with your family or your job, we're not like Spades is not gonna hesitate on, you should like it's not like any other clubs that make you hop on GTA and do the shit that you need to do. We're not Spades is not like that. And yeah, life always comes first, especially when it's, something serious. We don't hesitate about that. So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've had so many problems with life, but then still, even if it is just a video game, we do treat each other like family. The ones who are actually serious.
yeah, exactly. The people that are actually serious enough to looking forward to everybody's life, like especially for me because I'm Canadian. Everybody's interested on asking me questions and stuff like that. Do we live in igloos and stuff like that?
Oh my god, do you go deer hunting or moose hunting now?
Oh fuck, I think we do both, but honestly, we just leave the mooses walking and we kill all the deers because they're aggressive fucking bastards.
Oh god, you guys swap the rams for mooses at that point then.
Yep, that's for sure.
Alright, the hard hitting question, the question that's been on everyone's mind. Are you Canadian?
Am I Canadian? Well, it says on my goddamn username that I am, but
We're just gonna
people,
bleep that.
yeah, it's just, but yeah, like everybody keeps asking me if I'm Canadian. Well, it's kind of hard to believe because like, my username is up there, but sometimes people are fake and all that shit. But I am
Hmm.
Canadian, 150% Canadian. So
150. Last week you were saying that you were like 10% American now.
I am. I am. Like, I
Did you
am.
even finish high school at this point?
I mean, fuck. In 2017, I graduated. Does that answer it?
Oh my god.
But yeah.
Uh,
But anyways,
what did you
like,
like in Spades? Oh, go on before you answer that.
yeah, yeah, my mother's mom is full American, so that pretty much makes me just a quarter bit American. So that's just to answer that about you saying I'm 10% Canadian, which I'm a quarter. Not fucking 10% Canadian. I just got off of work. That's why I'm just sleepy a little bit. Bear with me,
Yeah, I
people.
mean,
But yeah,
you just
that's
got off of work. It's 2:30 in the morning.
slamming and jamming, just
Slamming and
fucking.
jamming. All right, let's move on. What
Yeah,
did you
for
like in
sure.
Spades in these 3 years?
What did I like in spades for the last 3 years? Alrighty. I just love looking at the cars, and I love the ways that we just talk to each other. Like, it's very friendly conversations always, like whenever we hang out and park up, show each other's builds, and like what we want on a car, what we want to see on a car. It's just a gift to have, because it's a very serious meet and you're meeting serious people, and it just feels like you're in a family when you're showing off these cars. Like, it's just, this is why I like car communities. They're like very nice people that just like your vehicle, either they like it or not. It's still something. Like, especially in real life when it's about car meets, like either it's stock or not. If it's stylish, it's fine. I actually drove. Okay, this is gonna be a funny story. I was kind of embarrassed when I did this. I drove a 2003 Ford Explorer Sport Track to a car meet
Oh
because
God.
one of my buddies invited me to the car meet, and let me tell you, I was embarrassed for my life going to that meet because I don't have a fucking muffler on my truck, and it's a 4.0 liter V6. Now you can imagine how that sounds. It sounds like shit. Like, honestly, it sounds like complete garbage. And after I hung out there for a little bit, everybody was just laughing at it. But here's the thing though, that's my work truck. And to any of you all driving in ugly ass stock cars to start off with, you'll make it. You're gonna make it like a lot of money and get your new truck or new car or anything like that. That's why I'm driving a Dodge Dakota. I've been saving up, and now I got a V8 truck, and it's a manual to make it better. So it's like a thankful thing to get, is to work
Ladies, he's
hard.
single.
Yeah.
Trying to hook you up still.
See, there you go. That's another example. Like, we help each other out.
Bacon's lonely. It's difficult times right now with the whole world shut down.
Okay, now it's getting a little bit.
Oh my god.
But
Yeah,
anyways,
like you were saying earlier about the cars and just loving to look at the cars. We all know Simon has his purple Hustler. I have my turquoise Tornado. Now, what's a car that would define you then? Like, if we were thinking of Bacon, what would be the car that you've made in GTA?
oh my God, this is coming back to my PS4 days. Um, it would probably be the Impante Nightshade. I think that's what they call it, the Camaro looking thing. It
Hmm.
was a dark blue with a pearlescent surf blue or darker, and it had like muscle car looking rims with the tire writing on it. And I love that car. I drove that car a lot when it first came out. So I would think the Nightshade defines me more. But that's kind of a difficult question because I like a lot of muscle cars, and it's just like I don't know. I'm either looking good on this car, this car, this car, this car. Like it's such a difficult move to answer, but I'm gonna say the Nightshade speaks more of my name. Because back in my PS4 days, I've been driving that thing a lot, especially at car meets. You know what? Especially at tuner meets. Even though I don't like tuners, I still drove that thing in tuner meets, and they all didn't like that because it's not stanced and this and that. And no hatred on any stance people that are watching this, but when you see a muscle car, just try to respect it. Like, at least it's clean, at least it's, like a muscle car. Just
Yeah, it's not all riced out.
exactly like it's at least it's not having underglow or a big wang on it or something like that.
No, but to me, tell the truth, your Gauntlet Classic, the lime green one. When you brought that out, that one just completely changed it. Or one of your Novas. I would just anytime I would think of Bacon, I'd be like, dude, you just gotta check out his Gauntlet Classic or his Nova, like the
That
you know.
vehicle is so iconic. People actually started making that car like when it first came out, the same exact style like I did, especially with Paul Walker's Supra. Like everybody keeps saying, "Oh, those rims are all wrong and this and that," but no, I like them deep dished. It looks more cool like that, and people are actually liking that style more than any other builds because it
Hmm.
looks real looking. Like that's another thing that Simon and Destin taught me is make realistic cars, and took me a while for me to learn that, but I got it in the bag. I've been making realistic looking cars for a while, and I still am to this day. Like whenever I have time, I'll hop on and repaint some of my cars and restyle all of my cars. Like I only purchased one car on GTA. I'm not like other people that purchase a lot of the same cars and put them in one garage. I'm the type of guy that just buys one car and one car only, and if I want to change it up, I just change it. Like spend the money and change it up. Waste the money, but it's fun like that.
Dang. But the memories, dude. Every car tells a story, and you know that.
Exactly. Every chunk of metal that you see on the junkyard, it tells a story somehow. Like especially the miles and or if you live in Canada, kilometers it has on it. It tells a story.
Kilometers. You don't do like maple per leaf or
You know what?
moose per hour.
I guess so. Yeah, I think that's basically what people see it like.
Yeah, I was a little confused there.
But yeah, we do kilometers and liters in Canada when you guys do, pounds and stuff like that that we get confused on. But yeah, such great memories.
Whatever happened to you swapping to PC?
Uh, yeah. See, I was wanting to switch over to PC because of the mods that I see on there, with their licensed muscle cars and stuff like that on GTA, and it looks
Hmm.
really realistic. I was thinking about it, but ever since I got my Dodge Dakota and the amount of money I have to put into it, like to this day, I still have to put a bit of money into it because winter is on its way, so I'm trying to winterize the truck as much as I possibly can before, anything else. But I just don't have the money or anything for a PC. for right now, but I'm looking into actually other things than PCs and all that. Like I want to get into radio control trucks. Like my buddy actually bought a radio controlled truck and he let me try it out and I was like, wow, this is actually really cool. Like you know those little trail trucks that you see on YouTube, these people just off-roading and mudding and rock crawling and all that stuff. That's
Yep.
yeah, that's basically what I want to get now is to get the parts and get the body that I want for the vehicle and just go up to the hills and just RC it out. Like that seems like a new hobby that I want to start next to getting parts for my truck. Jesus Christ, for my truck. But yeah, PC is kind of out of my brain right now. I'm more into getting more outdoors stuff, if you know what I mean by that.
Gosh, you're Canadian. Yeah, about a year ago, you were talking about like, oh, I'm gonna get my PC by April. Oh,
Yeah, apparently I
oh.
was lying about that.
We all told you not to swap either. We all told you not to swap.
Yeah, everybody told me not to swap. And honestly, since the new Xbox Series X is coming out, I'm probably just going to be switching over to next gen consoles and
Oh,
keep
so you
doing
do
it.
plan on getting it. You do plan on getting the Xbox Series X?
Yes, but I'm going to wait for probably a month or two because, when the Xbox Series X comes out, they may, fall into different problems and stuff like that, right? So that's what happened to the Xbox One when it first came out, like, those little
Always
ass
happens.
problems. Like when it,
Without fail.
yeah, exactly. When they just come out of the factory, they sometimes fail and you have to do all this shit to buy a new one for free or whatever because it broke on you.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna be waiting a month or two and get one, which I'm excited for because of all the games that are coming out for that console. It's like a PC almost, to be honest.
Cheap PC, yeah. If you get the $500 one, you'll be able to change parts. If you get the 200 one, or is it 300? I can't
It's
remember.
over
But
300 bucks, but I'm gonna get the most expensive one because
yeah, me too.
that's probably the closest I'm ever gonna get to a PC. And to all you PC haters, I'm not PC haters, PC like lovers out there, like consoles are actually getting more powerful. Like I don't know what Sony's doing. Like July, have you heard any of the stories
Oh,
about Sony?
PlayStation's going down the shitter. PlayStation has the games, but the Xbox has the hardware.
Oh
Alright?
yeah.
You want a powerful console, you go straight to Xbox. You want games, you go to PlayStation. Sure, it's gonna be like, a little bit worse in the gameplay, I guess, but not really too noticeable. Because, game companies will rather have the same graphics for the same game that's on both platforms than, like, let's just say a Halo. Halo will look better on the Xbox because that's just on the Xbox. You could use that for the full power, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like fuck. I've been seeing a lot of great news about Xbox and I've been seeing a lot of bad news on Sony. So like especially with that new update they got. You know that new update when they just released about privacy not, being a
Oh yeah.
thing on parties? Like that's scary shit. Like I wouldn't even own a fucking PS4 if it was like that now. Like fuck that. I need privacy when it comes to parties. I don't want anybody listening to the shit we talk about.
I mean, I'm putting this out there. I mean, right now it's on YouTube. Shit. Yeah, I mean, PlayStation's still gonna outsell the Xbox. You know why?
Because a lot of
Because of
people like, I mean,
all the damn
people,
accounts are already there.
yeah,
They don't want to restart
exactly.
their thing.
Yeah, and another thing is people are liking exclusives on the PS4. But now since
Hmm.
PS5 is going to come out, people are going to be looking forward to more exclusive games, but I'm not really into any exclusive games. I just want a game that I can have fun with people, like SnowRunner.
Yeah.
SnowRunner, GTA, all those games, like something fun and not serious. Like, you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, and that's what I'm looking forwarding to on the new Series X is more fun games and less, serious games that will get people pissed off at each other.
Yes. Oh man, I made a big mistake when I bought my PlayStation Pro. The PlayStation 4 Pro, I just completely regretted it after because like I saw no difference. But like the Xbox did run the same games smoother than the PlayStation did. I
Yeah,
have the S and I compared it with the PlayStation Pro,
yeah, and like,
which is like a downgrade compared to the best. And
oh,
the downgrade won.
oh fuck yeah, like when I first started gaming, I'm gonna get a little bit of my personal gaming life. I first started out playing the Nintendo when I was just a little kid. That's how I started gaming. And then after that, I went into Sony, like all the PlayStation games. I went from PlayStation 1, the very first PlayStation game, to PS2 to PS3, which was one of the most funnest fucking years I've ever had in my life on Sony. And then once the PS4 came out, I kind of had my doubts about it. Sure, I was playing Farming Simulator and I was playing GTA and all that shit, but it didn't really change much, really, especially with the lack of racing games on there, because I'm looking forwarding to racing games, and there has been
Hmm.
less and less and less racing games on PlayStation. I mean, sure, there's Gran Turismo and Assetto Corsa and all that shit, but that's track games. I'm more into my own world type games, like free roaming
Hmm.
around and exploring and all that shit. But PlayStation doesn't have that. Xbox does, and that's exactly why I switched to Xbox is because of Forza. Forza really dragged my attention to buying an Xbox and having the drive to do it. So I saved up a bit of my money, and after I graduated, that was my graduation gift that I bought for myself was an Xbox One S. And now since through the years since I got a job now, I just bought the Xbox One X and it's been treating me well ever since, and I am really looking forwarding to the new Xbox Series X, which I'm extremely excited about. I can't wait for Microsoft to release that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of in the same situation as you. Just that at the PlayStation 2, I swapped to 360 instead of going to PlayStation 3 because I saw Forza. I wanted that.
I think everybody in the gaming world for Xbox or PS4 or any of that shit, they really had their eyes on Forza, whoever is more into the car culture and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Forza took the cake when, they released it. Everybody loved Forza, especially myself because I always played at my friend's house when they had an Xbox, and I always had my doubts of buying a PlayStation. But anyways, that was a long story of me talking about, video games when this is supposed to be an interview of how I
No,
joined
I mean
Spades.
it doesn't matter. This is shot talk with Spades, with bacon. That's it, just bacon. We could be here talking about whatever we want. It doesn't have to just be an interview. Hell, I could have you back in like a few more episodes. It doesn't matter.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah,
Yeah,
like
this won't be
is
the first time.
is there any other questions you want to ask me at all? Like,
I mean, is there anything you got to ask me?
uh, well, from getting off of work, my brain is just completely empty on what questions to ask. So,
That's all fine.
yeah, it's perfect.
Anything else you want to say to anyone else out there? Any shout outs you want to go? Because I'm just going to bleep it. Doesn't You can get it off your chest now before I bleep it.
Well, I want to shout out to everybody in Spades, especially the ones that actually helped me out with my problems in my life. Like, I want to shout out to you, Jalier, for sure, for actually inviting me into an interview for Shop Talk. And I've been actually looking forward to do that for a while since you guys started it out, which I was excited about. And I would also like to shout out to Simon, the person that brought me into Spades, Dustin, Squirrel, and I can't remember the rest because it's been a while, but I shout out to the rest of the people who were actually there for me and liked talking to me.
Yeah. Uh, well then, I guess that's a wrap. I'll catch you guys later.
See ya.
That was La Canadian Bacon.
Yeah.